the best kept secret, most slept on. Keep that dirt off me like I was Teflon. I'm rare money, boss, little do you know I spit thoughts, take part. Join me as I crash mics and rip hearts. Take notice, confuse me not. I'm not here to snatch souls and serve the fiends on the block. I'm no killer, but I got fam with certain time for busting shots. Let's learn the hard way to come to the devil's plot. Losing years, but he'll be back stronger. So I'm holding it down just a little bit longer. And when the whole team come back to combine, those who stand against and oppose is wartime. But we can keep it kosher. Let the grown men talk. Keep the guns in a holster. Let the bullshit walk. But let me know if you want it, you can get it. But the outcome for all of us is something we gon' regret. Yo, we're all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things. We're all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things.
Formed like Voltron, we back on the scene. Them just got home, equal stacks of the green. Powerhouse squad, DMV dream team. Busting out like a fat person wearing skinny jeans. Popping and ripping strings out the inseam. Check the flavor we bring, it's such an incredible thing. Ground level to the tippy. Feeling the vibe, pop it in the ride and fucks with me. Strong foundation. No time for wasting, I'm done pacing. The time is now, full throttle. You know my motto, burn a split, take a step. Yeah, that's that pip, high grade. Water down rappers is bitch made. Flow tight like barbershop fades. The world ain't ready for this invasion where we raid. Tired of being broke. It's time to get scribbled.
Yo, we all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things.
Yo, I'm dynamite, TNT in the bomb. I be running tracks down about 5 miles long. My lungs are strong, danger sound the alarm. I'm back on my routine, it's the same damn song with the new twist added. I'm at it, you can't stand it. Mr. 456 in the mix, a track addict. Call it a hobby or habit, I work the magic. Music, I abuse it and stab it, I cause havoc. This is what I do on the regular when I'm spitting. Whether freestyle or written, you bet that I'm hard hitting. Still on the mission to practice becoming Christian. I am what I eat and I chef straight out the kitchen. Bringing that hell and ring that bell in the shell. With my index fingers press buttons right up the grill. Yo, let's have a cookout and battle, do what you feel. Better make it sound good, I make time stand still.
Yo, we all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things. Yo, we all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat. Got similar dreams. Just trying to stay afloat. Fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail. Not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things.
Hello everyone and welcome to session 3 of the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. My name is Randie Henderson and I am one of the Black Feminist Reading Circle members of this online group. This session runs from January 20th until June 2nd and includes 2 week-long breaks. Our democratically selected reading material is Harriet A. Washington's book, Medical Apartheid, The Dark History of Medical Experimentation on Black Americans from Colonial Times to the Present. Our book group meets each Tuesday evening from 6:30 to 8 on the Google Plus Hangouts on Air platform. You may find the Global Black Feminist Reader Circle on Google Plus, YouTube, and Facebook, and always feel free to join us in reading our story together.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle. This is Session 3. I'm your moderator, Joel Jones. We're on Chapter 10, Cage Subjects, Research on Black Prisoners. Like I said, I'm Joel Jones. I am from Charleston, South Carolina, and at this particular time, we would like everyone to go around the circle and everyone to introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Edwina. I'm here with my son in Utah, who's in the Army.
Okay. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
My name is Venita Walker, and I am here from Cromwell, Connecticut. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Randie. I'm watching from Atlanta, and I'm happy to see everyone.
Georgette?
I'm Georgette Moses. I'm participating from Columbia, South Carolina, and I'm happy to see everyone too. We have a big crowd tonight. This is good.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Kim, and I'm in New York, and it's also really good to see everybody.
All right. Miss Michelle?
And my name is Michelle. I am in Brooklyn, New York, and welcome everyone to the Global Black Feminist Reading Circle.
Just like most of the chapters in this book is very difficult, to comprehend how human beings can treat other human beings this way. So in this chapter, Harriet Washington presents information on the inhumane treatment perpetrated on prisoners by medical researchers, doctors, prison and state government officials, and the military under the guise of therapeutic treatment or for the purpose of national security. Those who had lost civil rights now were persuaded to participate in human experiments that would leave them severely disfigured, mentally or physically incapacitated or dead. They existed in the hell of the prison system as pharmaceutical guinea pigs and subject to the whims and sadism and greed, arrogant, racist physicians and their staff. Prisons all across the country were involved from the early 50s. It took scandals, lawsuits, and stringent regulations on human experimentation by U.S. Department of Health, Education, and Welfare in 1978 to purge research from prisons. However, by 1999, Boston University researchers were suing to regain access to over 2 million potential guinea pigs in the prison system around the nation.
I say one thing, I have a quick question. And this is for everyone, or whomever wants to answer it. How do you feel about Ben Affleck?
Yes. He's in denial. He's in denial.
Well, I missed it. What are you talking about?
On the
Henry Louis Gates, has a program where he helps people find their roots, and so he took Affleck on as a subject, and they discovered, among other things, that one of his grandfathers or whatever was a slave owner. Affleck asked him to edit out that portion of the
Well,
program.
well, that sounds well. He's embarrassed, as he should be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not. I mean, that's not saying that the history is going to change. But he's like, can you not tell nobody for me then? Like, come on, do we have to go there?
Well,
At least he ain't sitting down there like half of them proud. Or am I? Well, we're a slave owner down there. We don't plan that. That's part of my heritage.
Those were the good old days with those slaves.
You know, man.
Yeah, right.
At least he's ashamed of it. You know.
How do we know he's ashamed of it, Paul? How do you know that he's in denial? Because he's in denial because he's afraid it may affect his reputation and his money.
That's right.
I mean, what his grandfather, what his granddaddy did as a slave owner has very little effect on him as far as I'm concerned.
Well, there was another gentleman.
What he does now.
Well, there was another gentleman that was on there some months back, and he was a Caucasian man, and he found out that his family ancestors owned slaves, and he did not ask them to edit it out. He talked about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
Yeah, well, this whole desire to deny reality, it's a common thing among blacks and whites.
Yeah, it is.
It disturbs us. Yeah, I mean, it disturbs us when white people do it, and that's why we have such difficulty having conversations with white people, because as soon as we say, this is our reality, they go into, no, that didn't happen, and then the fight is on. But black people who are into this whole post-racial thing, and they're doing the same thing.
They certainly are.
Just trying to deny what they see. And so, I just have to say, in closing, one more time to Randie, I know this book is hard. It is hard for me. I know it's hard for you. But, I know it's hard for all of us. But, I have to say over and over again, because we all need some stroking, Venita, that, I really am just so proud of this group of people who have kept your nose in the book, because it's ugly. I don't know if y'all saw the highlight videos that I did, but I put an image in there of a black man with herpes on his lips.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that these investigators did was intentionally injected people with different venereal diseases. Here we are trying our best to avoid VD.
Yes.
And these people are intentionally infecting people with these diseases, and it's an ugly, ugly, ugly picture to look at.
Yeah, it is.
My question is this a good book, a good as evidence for reparations?
Well, among others. There's lots of, there's lots of reasons that we deserve reparations. I mean,
based on
Harriet, I think that she, I think that her writing is not getting as great as the chapters go on, because I think she is tired and overwhelmed, just like us, with looking at all of this, and she's just kind of throwing facts in there, one after the other.
But you know what? The thing about it is, when she throws those facts in there one after the other, no one can really come back and dispute what she's saying. It's almost like as a doctor. It's not, and so because when she's dealing with all these universities, they might want to try to sue her.
Right.
Because these are Ivy League. We're talking Harvard. We're talking John Hopkins. We're talking every research, every pharmaceutical.
Yes.
All of them hands are just completely dirty.
And she's just giving us a smattering. In the last chapter on radiation, she mentioned that the Manhattan Project involved 2,000 projects going on.
Yes, Lord. It was,
and even though it felt like she had listed all 2,000 of them for us, really she did not.
And I met somebody. I met a Caucasian male several weeks ago. He was a military. He recognized my military hat. And when we get to that, I'll tell y'all the story. It's incredible. I mean, I'm sitting up there talking about, I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm listening to this. Wow. I'm like, I can't believe that I'm standing up here to listen. This is wonder how this man was 80-something years old with everything that's going on with him, and you can just look at his skin and everything. It's like freaking incredible.
He was involved in one of those radiation experiments?
Yeah, he was in Area 51, and I'll tell you the story. And he was the last one in his platoon. Now, keep in mind, a platoon in the Army is like, could be up to 2,000 people, okay? And they just, like, in the middle of the desert, put him up there and say, put on these glasses, stand behind this barrier, and look towards that mushroom. And he had, I mean, skin that was so bad. I mean, he had so many bone marrow transplants, his cataracts. He had pins in his legs and lesions. And he was like, I'm the last one to ever. And he fought like hell to get 100%. Wow. This is the other control group that no one ever talks about, which is us in the military. Because I took like 5 or 6 of those anthrax shots myself. And so these are the things that the other population that they can control. Yeah. Right. They say go do this, and you go do it. You understand what I'm saying? And he was the last person in his whole battalion that is still alive today.
My goodness!
Wow.
Yeah, and then he went
in this chapter, she mentions that there are currently, so I have to disagree with you, Edwina, about your first comment that we're no longer comfortable with these kinds of experiments. I think Harriet Washington makes it very clear that these experiments are coming back fast and furious without a whole lot of people raising a hue and cry about it. And she says that they're currently now she's writing in 2007.
Right. It's 2016 now.
Right. To 10,000 biomedical experiments going on at that point, and 45,000 researchers who were hungrily eyeing 2 million prisoners. So I just say we just stay woke, y'all.
Yeah. Well, at least you open our eyes to what's going on. We're awake now, so we have to pay attention.
Yeah, because my question would be how many people would enter into a study, knowing what we know now, or be on a donors list or anything like that because of this type of thing right now, knowing what how can we get, you have this push to get blacks to do that. I think was listen to one of the videos or something that, they had Tom Joyner out there soliciting college students to go and to join studies and become owners and stuff like this here. And it was like, dude, do you know what you're saying? Who's paying you to say that crap?
Well, I think people do a whole lot of things for $3 when you need $3, So anyway, guys, let's call it a night, and I will see you next week reading our story together.
It's the best kept secret, most slept on. Keep that dirt off me like I was Teflon. I'm wearing money, boss, little do you know I spit thoughts, take part. Join me as I grasp my rip hearts. Take notice, confuse me not. I'm not here to snatch those assertive fiends on the block. I'm no killer, but I got fam with certain type of busting shots, let's learn the hard way to come to the devil's plot. Losing years, but he'll be back stronger. So I'm holding it down just a little bit longer. But when the whole team come back to combine, those who stand against and oppose is wartime. But we can keep it kosher, let the grown men talk, put the guns in a holster, let the bullshit walk. But let me know if you want it, you can get it. But the outcome for all of us is something we don't regret. Kids, we all in the same boat, got similar dreams, just trying to stay afloat, fighting off devils and fiends. Some would love to see it fail, not living our dreams. If we all combine, we can do incredible things. We all in the same boat, got similar dreams, just trying to stay afloat, fighting off devils and fiends.